This guy is often credited as being the father of editing, but his discovery was originally an accident. One day, while recording people walking on the streets of Paris, his camera jammed for just a moment, which isn't really surprising because he had made the camera himself. When he came to play the film later, he noticed the people in the street seemed to jump position suddenly. They had of course continued walking while his camera was jammed for a second. Thus, editing was born. The first ever edit was in fact an accidental jump cut. Armed with this knowledge, and with the ability to replicate that film jam in modern editing software, we can dream up some pretty cool and simple effects. The key to this technique is not to move the camera in between takes. As long as you do that, the world is your oyster. Aside from cheap magic tricks, you could use this technique to illustrate things in your video. It's a great way to make things appear, change, disappear, and even create more visual interest in the video. In order to get a handle on how to apply this jump cut effect to make some cool tricks on screen, let's first remind ourselves on how to make a basic jump cut. So I'm going to select a little bit of this clip here, bring it down onto the timeline, and making a jump cut involves removing some footage from the middle of a clip. So just choose the section you want to make your first cut. Using the playhead, at that point press Command B, then move the playhead to the second point and where you want to continue seeing the clip and make a second cut. And now we just delete the stuff in the middle. Now if we play through the cut, we've got a perfectly good jump cut. So how can we apply that to make a cool effect? Let's look at the jumping example. Okay, so you'll see that I do one jump, then I change positions, and I do my second jump. So in order to make this happen, we just need to remove the footage where I'm changing position. So I'll make my first cut right at the height of my first jump, Command B, and then I'll go to my second jump and cut at the same point, Command B. And the fact that I cut at the same point in both and that I'm doing the action twice really sells this idea. And the fact that I didn't move the camera in between those two actions is also key. So let's remove the stuff in between and play it through. It's almost like I'm teleporting or something. Okay, now let's take a look at that kind of cool fade I did. So here I'm going to use this section of the clip here and bring that down onto the timeline. Okay, we're going to make 3 clips out of this and delete a bunch of stuff. Okay, so we want that of me standing in front of the door. I'm going to cut there, but we're going to get rid of all the stuff where I'm actually going in and out. So we'll wait till the door's closed. There, press Command B and get rid of that. And now we're going to keep all the stuff where we've got the door closed and cut it where I begin to come out again, which is about there. Command B. And we're going to cut out all the stuff where I'm closing the doors and stuff. We're going to cut it about there. Get rid of that. And let's see if we've got any more of me standing in front. I guess I'm clicking and stuff, so we can just keep about that much. Okay, so now we've got 3 clips. And what's critical here is that the camera hasn't moved and we've got this blank slate in between, which helps us do all sorts of stuff. And on either side of that we've got footage of me in front of the door. And the way we can kind of have me dissolve in and out is using a cross dissolve in between those 3 clips. So we stick one there and we can stick one there. Now when we play through, I disappear and I appear again. You can see I'm still moving, so I can just shorten that a little bit. So you can see how I could have improved this effect by just staying still a bit longer, so I had some footage to work with on this side, but I think it still demonstrates the idea. Okay, so let's take a look at a final example with the pants. So go back to my media, and I took one clip and shook the pants around. So let's bring that down. And then I stopped recording, but I didn't move the camera, went inside, changed my pants, and then did the same action again. So like the jump and like changing the fleece, I made sure I did the jump twice, I clicked twice. Just make sure you do everything 2 times after you've made the change, whatever it is, whether it's the change in position, changing clothes, changing content of the screen. Okay, so we're going to choose about that much of this clip. And the process is the same, even though we've got 2 separate recordings here. And I'm going to make the cut on the point of most action on screen. So I'm going to press Command B and get rid of the last half. Now we've got the second clip, and again I'm going to cut at the point of most action where there's a similar shape of the pants on screen, and press Command B, and now I'm going to get rid of the first half. If we play through, and you'll see there are several things selling this idea or this trick to your audience. By cutting on the action, we're really drawing our audience's attention towards the center of the screen, where all the action is taking place and where it's most dynamic. By making the cut here, we hopefully distract them from the other cues on screen, which might tell them that this is a jump cut. The shadows on the wall move a little bit over the cut, and also there's some wind blowing through the plants there, so they also jump a little bit during the cut. But by cutting on the action, we can distract our audience from that. It's not like we're trying to fool them. I think it's safe to say that they can guess what's going on here, but it's just another way to engage them with your video and entertain them a little bit.